I think I need to talk to Danica.
Okay, you pass by Conley and through the reception area to Danica's office. The security room door is open and Seven is not in there. So it looks like it's just you, Conley, and Danica upstairs right now because you knock on the door. You hear Danica's voice, "Come in."
I step inside.
She is writing papers furiously on her desk, and she turns up and she says, good news, I assume?
We're working on it. I just had a couple questions I wanted to ask before we come to any conclusions. First of all, I wanted to know what you thought about Heinlein. Had you noticed any irregularities? What were your interactions with him like?
Just like general disposition, he worked hard when he wanted to. I gave him a promotion, and so he was going to move to a new factory out of state.
Oh, a promotion. When did he get this promotion?
Oh, I mean, he was packing up for it. This was supposed to be his last day.
Oh, I didn't realize that. Was this your choice, or was this just the next step, or like work here a certain amount of years and then you get moved, or?
Oh no, it was a negotiation. It was my idea. I offered him a promotion, and he took it.
You said the word negotiation. What was his part of the deal?
Oh boy. Do you feel like this will actually help you with clearing the company of any wrongdoing or malfeasance?
Yes, I believe that getting a fuller picture of Heinlein, especially in the last few days, will definitely help understand how this happened and everything. So, yes.
Okay, I mean, well, if you say so. I have an informant within the company who figured out that Heinlein was the leader of the local labor movement. That's a big no-no here at Vanderhue Systems. So, invited him to the office, told him to not to, offered him a promotion, and I mean, he was really, I don't want to say chill, but like he took it.
Took it well.
Yeah, no, he was gonna step down. That's the read I got on the situation.
There was no argument, no anger, upset, just.
I mean, like I said, it was a negotiation. I set all of my cards on the table. I find that for these kind of situations, even though they're not really people, they seem to appreciate it when you talk to them as if they are. So I really laid it out for him. Said hey, I know that you're in charge of this, and I had to say I respect you as a member of our corporation or whatever. And yeah, told him, I was like, look, if you drop all of this, if you get rid of all your stuff, you'll get a sizable promotion. And he worked me up a little bit. He's clearly a businessman. Or business droid, whatever you call him. Yeah, I mean, that's really all there was to it. It was a pretty quick meeting.
Gotcha. You said that you have an informant in the company, someone who keeps a tab. I assume this is another Automa-TON?
Oh, yes, of course. I'm the only human who works here.
Would you be willing to give me their name so I can assess how they knew Heinlein and figured this out?
I'm not convinced you need that information.
I'm not convinced I don't.
All right, well, it's Deep Reason. I hired him to be a corporate saboteur. He can't clean worth a darn, so it's good he's good at least one thing.
I did notice that.
But yeah, I hired him as a saboteur. He did his job.
Oh, aside, that's the clipboard was in the custodial closet because Deep Reason found it. That's how he knew. That's how he knew that. Heinlein was the leader. Deep Reason said he was only here for a short time. That he had another gig lined up. He's a freelancer. He's not a freelance custodian because he's terrible at it. He's a freelance informant. He's a freelance mole. That sneaky little cheeky southern boy. Wow. Okay.
That's the name of my next solo album. That sneaky little cheeky Southern boy.
Oh yeah.
Folk and country. It's real good.
I love it. Okay. Interesting. So as a company policy, you don't allow robots to join this movement, or join any.
Oh, like that's just straight illegal. Like you cannot, like that's not just our company. That's just how it works. It's against the law.
Gotcha. So any robot who is found is reprimanded immediately. It's a case-by-case basis.
We went through some serious layoffs 2 weeks ago after I got our informant on board. For upper levels, for essential roles also within our corporation, it takes some time to decide what exactly is the best course of action. Considering that you've already know that Heinlein was a part of this, I assume there are other individuals who still work here that seem to be sympathetic to the cause. So we're still in the process of figuring out what we're going to do in those scenarios. As of right now, we're trying to put out the fire of the dead droid downstairs. So it's really not at the top of my mind right now. In fact, unless you have anything else.
Just a quick question. How intense is the corporate override? Is it possible to, for example, control what an automaton does remotely?
She shakes her head. She's like, I have never heard of that before. That sounds ridiculous. They do minor behavioral restrictions. I can't think of any corporate override that would be powerful enough to What are you insinuating?
Oh, I've just come across some odd things in this investigation, but I'll keep poking around. As I'm doing this, I want to get close enough to her desk to peek at what her handwriting, just to see if I can match it to the handwriting on the tape. I just want to glance. If I can't, no worries. But if I can,
her handwriting is very, very messy. It's the type of handwriting you'd expect to see a fifth grader do.
Okay.
That holds a pencil in a balled fist.
Love it.
You can see that she's writing up a memo to you assume fax to corporate, to her direct supervisors, other various things. I will tell you that this handwriting, the handwriting on the tape, on the one that's labeled Heinlein CEO, was written precise.
Okay.
It was not written as messy.
Okay, cool.
This is not a good match.
Not a good match. All right. I believe that's all the questions I have. I will hopefully get back to you soon with answers to clear up this whole mess.
All right. Like I said, I want to get the factory floor back up and running by tomorrow. So
I understand.
Make it snappy.
Will do. I walk out of the office, close the door, and I'm like, whoa, glad she didn't know about Mark because she's got to replace him as well. Okay. Anyway. Okay. I'm going to go to the break room and see if I can find the Asimov Accord tape. I also want to see if there's anything on corporate policy. So robot policies, the do's and don'ts of being a robot here. For example, joining unions.
You see general stuff. Do you see one that's labeled unions? So you can pull that off the tape rack as well. And Deep Reason, he's actually also in the break room, we'll say. And so he sees you looking around, and he's like,
fixing to watch a few tapes. Can I help you out?
I would greatly appreciate that if you could, if you don't mind.
I aim to please. I'm here to work.
All right.
And he pops in the first tape.
Okay. Asimov.
Asimov Accords. Following national unrest, the Asimov Accords were agreed upon to ensure the safety of humanity. The Accords include the following mandates. All automata must be equipped with a screw. Automata must never harm humans in any way. Automata may never assemble in groups larger than 3 without the supervision of a human.
Interesting. I didn't know about the never assemble in groups of 3, more than groups of 3. Okay, without the supervision of a human. So that's why the robot labor movement clipboard only had 3 names on it, but Conley implied it was super popular. That makes sense. Okay, unions.
Unions. VHS has a strict no unionizing policy. Trust us, union dues, confusing policies, and unnecessary restrictions make for a worse workplace experience, not better. If you see someone engage in anti-loyalty behavior, contact your supervisor immediately. You may be eligible for a performance bonus.
A performance bonus for snitching on your coworkers. That's motive. Interesting. Okay. Is there anything in the break room about performance bonuses?
You feel like you've seen everything that would be of interest to you.
Awesome.
From the tapes.
Hover my cursor over the tapes. Nothing more of interest here.
It's dull.
I love it. Okay.
Exactly.
Then I'm going to ask Deep Reason if he knows of any other workers who cashed in some performance bonuses recently.
Well, performance bonuses. I mean, I got a couple, I guess. You know, there were some layoffs, and I was, I want to say instrumental, but definitely involved with some of that went down a couple weeks ago.
Alright. One more question. You arrived at 3 a.m. What did you do up until when you heard Heinlein scream?
Well, I told you. I cleaned Danica's office. I cleaned
Danica's office. Did you? I don't mean to pry, but I happen to know that you're not a very great custodian. In fact, I know that's not your primary job here. So were you really cleaning Danica's office?
He looks kind of nervous and he says,
My corporate override dictates that I cannot speak further on this subject. Please try again later.
You can't speak, but can you show me?
Mister, Danica can vouch for me. I didn't do anything untowards in there. And I mean, check the tapes. You know, you'll see for yourself. I assume you've seen the up and downstairs tapes.
I've seen the downstairs. I don't know if I watched the upstairs.
Well, I mean, it'll just show you what I told you, and that's I was working up there, and I said hi to Heinlein, and I promise you.
Okay.
Well, I don't know what you're looking for, but this ain't it.
All right, I appreciate it. One more thing. Do you? Oh, wait a second. I don't know if he knows that Mark's gone. Crap.
I can't remember if you did something with the body.
I didn't, because
Did you?
I didn't know what to do with it, so I just kind of left it there. So, but maybe now that I know he's, oh dang it, I'm gonna get in trouble. Okay, I'm going to I'm gonna show Deep Reason Heinlein's override tape, and okay, here's a question. When I put the tape in, is it?
He reaches out to play it.
Oh, don't play.
He reaches out.
You want to play that?
I don't want to play that. I'm wondering if you recognize this tape. Does it look? Because it looks different than the other override tapes. I'm wondering if you can. So when you put a tape in a robot, can you still see what it is, or does a flap come down and cover it?
There is a flap.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you wouldn't be able to tell, for example, when he had this tape in.
You mean Heinlein?
Yeah.
No, you wouldn't be able to tell, but you do know where the tapes are kept, so you could also track.
Yes. So can we go to the? Oh, I need to go to the security room. Just watch the tapes and see if anyone has messed with Heinlein's tape at all. Okay. having this sudden realization, I click exit on Deep Reason's conversation, and I'm gonna hop over to the security room.
So it's interesting. As you leave the break room, you hear from the side of the building where the loading bay is, you hear several voices.
Oh.
Talking in kind of exaggerated tones of voice.
Can I eavesdrop on who is speaking?
Absolutely. You get closer to the loading bay, and there's an exterior door by the loading bay garage door, and you can hear a voice that you recognize on the other side saying,
"They didn't even bat an eye. 2 dead. Who's to say we're not next?"
and you hear another voice be like,
"Yeah, I mean, our quality of work is just, it's really pretty difficult working in these conditions."
and a third voice that's like,
Yeah, I know. Like, I wish there was something we could do about it.
and you hear the first voice say,
Well, maybe there is. Maybe it's finally time we took things into our own hands.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh no. Oh no. Which voice do I recognize?
it doesn't sound like Conley. It's not Conley, it's not Deep Reason.
It's not Deep Reason. So it's a good shot at 792013. The angry one. Oh, okay. So we have robots radicalizing. We have them uprising currently. I don't know that I can diffuse that situation. I don't know what side. Okay. Cool.
This voice is from outside. Like, this is not people in the loading bay. This is people outside the door
Man,
of the
who
loading
else
bay.
is here? I thought all the workers got sent home. Can I go to the security
You
office?
can walk
and-
out there and see who is out there if you
Oh,
so choose.
outside. They're outside. Okay, so they're just chilling. Okay. I'm a little worried being a human in this situation. I'm gonna... is there a door I can poke my head out and just look, or do I have to, like, open the whole bay?
There's a door next to the garage door. So you can open the door.
Okay. I'm gonna look at the tapes first, and then I'll go open
Which tapes?
the security tapes.
Ah, okay. You walk upstairs, and you find Conley is in the security room.
Oh. Hello. What is he looking at tapes as well, or like?
It looks like
reversing
he's
things?
stacked up 3 tapes in a little pile, and he kind of gestures to give them to you.
What are these?
I just thought I would be of assistance. I saw that looks like 7 has left his post, so I had a feeling you might come back up here, so I got you some more tapes ready. What we have here is the upstairs tape for this morning, as well as upstairs and downstairs for the day previous.
I greatly appreciate it. That would be amazing if we could watch these.
Of course. Oh, sorry, that sounded too enthusiastic. Let me try again. Of course. That is
Perfect
enthusiasm
monotone.
for him. So, okay. The upstairs. Did I say downstairs or upstairs? You've already seen the downstairs.
Yes, I haven't seen the upstairs.
Upstairs, there is actually nothing here that would surprise you. It's as Deep Reason said. You can see Deep Reason around 3 a.m. go to the custodial closet, unlock Danica's office, and he walks out of view. This camera is on the exterior of Danica's office, so it's like you see the cubicles, but not really Danica's side. When he goes off screen, eventually you see Heinlein go to his cubicle, begin shredding papers. They are red, and you hear a brief exchange between him and Deep Reason. Heinlein picks up a box from under his desk and leaves for downstairs, and then you can hear a scream and a thud, and Deep Reason goes downstairs. So nothing actually should be new information there. And then, pulling up the tape from the day before, Conley puts in the upstairs tape for yesterday. And he plays it, and his face screen is just static.
Oh no.
He's still alive. he's not dead. I don't know if that's why you're
Okay.
going, oh no.
Okay.
He takes it out and he says, well, that's never happened before. He kind of shakes the tape around and puts it back in. Just static.
Oh my gosh. Did someone magnet the tapes? I found a magnet. Oh my gosh. Wait a second.
You found a magnet, but I will say that's not the only magnetic thing in this place. So
I am certain that is the only magnet because it's the only
it's the one I found, and therefore
okay, so someone has erased the tapes. How about the downstairs one?
static.
Oh.
It looks like yesterday's completely wiped.
Okay. Conley, who has access to this room?
Well, I mean, it's been unlocked for most of today, but usually it should only be manned by 7.
7. Okay.
I mean, I'm sure Danica could have access to this room. Danica can go anywhere she wants.
Okay. I assume. Oh gosh. Is there a way to restore wiped tapes? Do you know?
I'm afraid there is no way.
There is no way. Okay. Okay, Conley.
I forgot to tell you the physical descriptors of what Conley looks like. Would you like to hear what Conley looks like? Have you just imagined a
Yes.
generic robot?
I've kind of imagined the robot from Vacation Simulator
Heck yeah, that's great.
or Job Simulator.
That's
so,
great.
yeah.
I would have also accepted the robots in the video game Stray or Plankton's wife from SpongeBob.
Stray. Oh my gosh. All 3 great options in my opinion.
This is what I'll tell you about Conley. Compared to Mark, a lot more worn, looks older in that sense. He's got a large crack that's snaking its way from corner to corner of his screen, threatening to turn his screen into 2 screens.
Oh, whoa. Also, I have realized, mini aside, I have eliminated Mark out of my suspects because he's dead, because I assumed he would recognize the tape and knew what it would do if I put it inside him. So, another, I suppose, way I could go about this is just try to play the tape on anyone and see who says no. And if all the robots say no, then it has to be Danica. Deep Reason was like, hey, do you want me to play that? And so I don't think it's him. Interesting. Okay, back in the scene.
You can hear, even though you're upstairs, you can hear muffled, almost chanting from outside.
Okay. Oh, did someone want to make a part? Okay. Conley, we have 2 things. One, there's a situation brewing outside. There seems to be some mobilizing. 2, do you know, was Heinlein truly committed to this cause of the Automa-TON labor movement?
Which of those questions should I answer first? Those require 2 different...
The second one first.
Yes. Was Heinlein committed? The Heinlein I knew would never turn his back on his friends.
So... What is interesting here is it feels like there's a premeditated portion to it because of the tape switching. So someone knew. I was thinking perhaps a buddy was upset when Heinlein dropped out of the movement, but they would have to know before he accepted the offer that was going to happen.
Why do you say that?
Because Heinlein wasn't shredding. Oh, I guess unless Heinlein wasn't committed to the cause and sent out the memo before, because he had the meeting. When did he have the meeting with Danica? I assume that was
Danica
like
says
at
it was
3.
yesterday.
It was yesterday.
It was not
so
in the morning.
during the day yesterday.
Yes.
Okay. So he probably already sent out. Okay, got it. Okay, that's a piece. That's a missing piece. So Danica has the meeting with Heinlein. Heinlein accepts the offer. Maybe someone feels hurt, and so uses it as an opportunity to. Oh, wait a second. If this could be Wait a second. Okay. So what if someone wanted to use Heinlein as a martyr, as a symbol of the robots' right movement, as a way to mobilize these robots into an uprising? That's why the body was left there, so that it could inspire people like Emily Davison in the women's rights movements here in England. Okay. First question.
My friend, this is not your first question to me. This is yet another question in a long and tedious stream of questions.
Sorry, I meant, could you answer my first question?
Oh, what was your first question?
About the mobilizing robots outside. Do you know what they plan to do?
Curious. You say they are mobilizing outside. I have been inside all day. I have not noticed any such thing.
You don't hear that?
He pauses for a second. He's like, "Why, I do now." I'm sorry. What do you need from me in this aspect?
Did you ever receive a memo from Heinlein before he died?
No. Besides corporate memos, occasionally dealing with AR.
Did you receive this memo? I hold up the pasted together shredded memo.
He stares at it for like 5 seconds and says, "I've never seen that memo before in my life."
How do you tell if a robot can lie? Can a robot lie? They can't harm humans. Okay. Do you know a bit about Seven's history before he was at this factory?
I hear you was washed out for quite a bit there, was beaten down by the system, and found himself on the wrong side of a couple of conflicts, but we're happy he's where he's at now.
And what about you? What did you do before Heinlein got you a job here?
I have worn many hats. I have also never worn a hat. It is an expression that usually refers to one's eclectic nature in the way of career choices.
Thank you for the clarification. I appreciate it. You've worn many hats. Has any of that been in the technological field?
Technological field. Well, I do happen to be technology myself. I'm a bit of a technology myself.
Okay. Yes. That is fair. Okay.
Oh, I see. You were asking about my previous work because you're curious about the crack. And he gestures to the large crack through his screen. And he says, "That is from a workplace accident from years back. I could get it fixed, but you know how the saying goes. If it is moderately broken, but not enough to affect your daily routines or quality of life, do not fix it."
Classic. And what job were you doing at this time?
Oh,
Factory work?
here and there, odd jobs.
Interesting.
It was not here. I was not working here at that time.
I'm going to show him Heinlein's tape and ask him if he recognizes it.
He nods and he says, "Yes, that is Heinlein's corporate override tape. Every robot has one." He gestures to his back, and he's got a corporate override. At least you can see the sticker of it when he flips open a flap. And he says, "All robots within the corporation wear those." It would seem, from what I have heard from you and from others, that may have been, at least in part, what happened to Heinlein. Are those your conclusions?
So the security measures kicked in. Okay. If a robot were to attempt to hurt a human, the security measures would kick in and prevent them from doing so, correct?
I have never tried to harm a human, so I could not say.
Okay.
But I have been informed that corporate overrides can only do minor behavioral restrictions. Perhaps I've been misguided.
Yep, I perhaps think that you might have. Okay. Two things. I do want to play Mark's tape. I also want to check if I can find Heinlein's real corporate overdrive in any of the tape slots down there. It probably wouldn't be, because it's probably hidden. Okay. So we have Deep Reason. He's the mole. I don't really see a reason for him to kill Heinlein unless he knew Heinlein before and had some revenge on him. Seven could. has access to the security room and would feel confident enough in erasing the footage. But Conley was also just in there, so Conley could easily have done it because he was stacking the tapes. Really quick, is there any magnets in the room right now, or any wiping device?
You look around. It's do you want Conley to be in the room, or would he have left?
I want him to stay in the room while I'm poking around.
Okay. Well, he kind of backs up into the corner and lets you look around. As you're looking at that poster of Hugh Manson, you feel a bit of like a draft almost.
Oh my gosh. I'm going to pull back the poster.
You pull back the poster and there's kind of an air vent kind of thing in here. And you see it's being used to store something. You see these tight coils of some sort of tape. But it's like metal tape almost.
Oh, is this the drugs? Okay, gonna pull that out carefully and ask Conley, do you recognize this? Is this mag tape?
That is mag tape, yes. It would appear that Seven did not drop all of his bad habits from his previous time.
Mag tape, and what's the effect of mag tape on an automaton?
I hear it is similar to the human experience of doing drugs.
Oh, he was glitching when I first met him. Oh, I bet he was on it. Oh my gosh, no, he just touched it. So he had perhaps just erased the tape.
What kind of glitching?
He said his screen was warped.
Oh yeah, if you are saying out loud any of this, then Conley would say, yes, that is the lasting effect of doing mag tape. That is a type of scarring, if you will.
Oh, I see. Mag tape would potentially be enough to, for example, mess with VHS tapes, correct?
I don't know how you would test that. I guess you could ask Conley.
Yeah, I want to ask Conley.
Conley says, from the proximity it is right now, it would not erase tapes, but I suppose with an extended period of time, that might be sufficient.
Okay. Looking in the little air duct, is there anything else in there besides the mag tape?
There's a picture of a refrigerator that says XOXO. I don't know. I'm just joking.
Oh my gosh. Whew, I blush and I put it back.
Good. No, there's nothing else of interest.
Okay, cool. So I'm feeling pretty suspicious about Seven. He has a drug addiction. He has access to the mag tape. I'm gonna ask Conley, how far back does a corporate overdrive first person recording go?
He says a couple of days.
Would you be willing to show me your whereabouts yesterday?
That would require removal of my corporate override, and that is against corporate policy.
Okay, so if I show him Mark's tape, he knows that I killed Mark because that's a breach of the policy. Okay, awesome.
You're tricky.
Okay, but I don't think Mark did it. Oh, goodness.
This is unintentional, but I kind of do like the added mechanic of like, who are you willing to let know about what you already know? Because you can't get any more information unless you confide in a specific character.
Yeah.
Who might be the murderer.
Yeah. Or might have negative consequences. But I can't show. Deep Reason will definitely tell Danica. But I don't think Deep Reason did it. So I think I'm going to go find Deep Reason and play him Mark's tape. Because Danica's going to find out soon anyway. Mm-hmm. Okay, cool. I'm going to go down.
Okay.
Is chanting getting louder? What's going on?
The chanting is getting louder. You upstairs, you pass the bathrooms and the cubicles and go downstairs, past the furnaces and assembly lines to the break room.
Wait a second. Have I checked in the bathrooms at all?
No.
Okay. Can I peek in the bathrooms really quick? Because why are there bathrooms here? If
There's a
only
male
one?
and a female bathroom.
Okay, let's go to the male bathroom because there's one female here and a whole bunch of robots. I don't know robot biology, but that's odd.
Maybe a little. So you step into the bathroom. It's a single-stalled bathroom. It's not dirty, but it is dusty. And there is a sink with a cabinet underneath it, and around the corner there's the toilet.
Is there anything in the toilet?
You lift up the toilet, and it is completely dry. There's no water in here.
I lift up the tank lid.
You lift up the tank, expecting to see nothing of interest. Or maybe expecting to see... Never mind. I don't know what you're expecting. But what you find is a contraption of some kind with gears and a tape slot. But it doesn't look like this tape slot is for playing tapes because there's no connection to any screen or any interface whatsoever. It looks like a type of contraption where you put in a tape and then it does something and you take it out.
It rewrites the tapes. Oh my gosh. Someone's been rewriting the tapes. Look at the device's writing distinguishing features. The robot, the person who made this didn't like sign their name on it or anything, did they?
No. No, sir.
Cool. Well, just found how they rewrote Heinlein's tape. Is there anything else I can poke around in the bathroom?
Well, there was a cabinet underneath the sink.
Oh, well, then I'm going to open that cabinet.
And you find, believe it or not, more tapes. There are so many tapes in this stupid building. And what you see in here are a dozen VHS-style tapes that say Defective Directive version 1, Defective Directive version 2.
Oh my gosh.
And you see a tape in here. On the other side of the cabinet, you see a single tape that says Heinlein CO.
And is it written like the other tapes?
This is written...
But
what do you mean?
Like the normal
Yes.
tapes?
This
I look at Mark's
this
tape
match.
and it looks...
This matches.
Oh my gosh. Someone was practicing on this. Oh my goodness. Okay. Who has been in the bathroom? I'm going to take one of the Defective Directive tapes. Stick it in my inventory. Okay. Someone's been planning this. This took some serious time. Okay. Is there anything else under the cupboard?
Nope.
Okay. I'm going to quick peek into the girls' bathroom.
It's a standard bathroom. The only thing is it has a couple of motivational posters on the wall that says stuff like there's no me in team unless you rearrange the letters. And robots are people too. People that don't need time off and can work through the night.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Beyond these posters, there's
There's
secret
nothing of
drug
interest in
stash.
this bathroom.
Cool. Okay, cool. Hop out. Okay. I'm going... Oh, I need to know who's been using the bathroom. Okay. Is Conley still in the security room?
Yes.
I'm going to ask him, have you noticed anyone using the men's bathroom up here?
He says no.
Do you know if Deep Reason cleans the bathrooms?
No.
Cool. Can I see the upstairs tape for this morning and watch and see if anyone goes into the men's bathroom?
Sure. I would say over the course of this morning, there would be no one who went into the bathrooms.
Okay, so I'm going to go... have you gone in all the rooms on the upstairs?
Yes, but not all of the cubicles.
Ooh, okay. How many cubicles are there?
There's a small handful. The only ones that have names that you recognize is a cubicle for Conley and a cubicle for Mark.
Okay, I'm going to go through Mark and Conley's cubicle.
Would you like to do Conley's first because he is probably going to sit back at his desk?
Yes,
okay.
Yes.
Conley's desk is immaculate. It has very little... There's a drawer. You open the drawer. It has a bunch of those red flyers, the same type that you saw in the shredder. You also see there's this handheld metal It's difficult to tell what it is, but then you move it by paper clips, and the paper clips stick to it, and you figure, oh, it's a magnet.
Oh, he has a magnet too. He could have also erased it. Okay. Anything else?
No, just I would say there might also be somewhere hidden within the stack of papers, you might find a pin or two as well. He's definitely actively a part of this group.
Okay, cool. Mark's desk.
He has a collection of coffee mugs that you assume he never uses. They say stuff like world's most okayest AR worker and stuff like that. Rest in peace. And you find a file that's full of complaints with dates and names.
Okay.
At least some of them have names, because the most recent complaint is an anonymous complaint on scratch paper stapled to an official looking report, and it says, "Our corporate overrides have concerning glitches. I have frequently experienced spasms when I think of something non-work related. It makes me worried for my safety and the safety of my coworkers if I continue to experience these ill side effects. Can this mandatory policy please be reevaluated?" And then the report that is stapled to it says, "Complaint resolved."
Complaint resolved. And these complaints would have gone to Heinlein first, right?
Well, this is
Or the Mark's personal?
so this complaint is dated to yesterday.
Okay, so it went to Mark.
And you go through these other't you don't see any other indication of complaining besides just there are lots of instances of complaining, but there's no instance talking about this kind of glitch in corporate overrides. You only find complaints that are like, Danica clearly doesn't care for my well-being, or our working conditions are inhumane, and stuff of that sort.
Does the handwriting on the note match the handwriting on the tape?
It does.
Oh, what does this mean? Does this mean that Heinlein was making the tapes? Oh my gosh, wait, someone else was making the tapes to frame up what in the world? I'm going to grab that complaint and go into Danica's office and show her the complaint, ask her, who wrote this complaint? Did you resolve it?
She looks at it, she says, "Oh, I told Mark that any complaint he got, just to put complaint resolved on it and, file it away." So I've never seen that complaint before.
Dang it, I killed Mark. I'm not saying this out loud. I killed Mark, and he could tell me the one person who wrote this complaint. Oh my gosh. Okay. It is time to play Mark's tape, because I need to figure out, I need to see his footage so I can see who wrote this complaint. Oh no, but he wouldn't know because it was anonymous.
At least there's no name on it.
There's no name on it. Okay. I'm gonna go find Deep Reason. I don't trust him, but I trust him more than...
Deep Reason is downstairs in the, continuously in the break room. The chanting is now coming from multiple sides of the building. You feel a sense of urgency to whatever is happening outdoors.
Oh, okay.
And you can also see the sun is setting. It's almost evening time. And you can see the sooty, smoggy, black landscape of the city becoming even drearier and darker.
Okay, this is spooky. Okay, I feel like a timeline has just started. Our clock has just gone ticking. Okay.
Deep Reason looks kind of spooked, kind of concerned. And he sees you walk in, he's like,
Hey, do you know what's going on out there?
I've heard rumors, but I do not know what their grand plan is. But I assume that, in my professional opinion, the faster we clean this up, the faster we can de-escalate whatever's going on.
If you go outside, I think I might be staying here for a bit, maybe working an extra long shift. Do you mind telling them that I wasn't a part of... I don't know if someone's mad, but if they are, can you tell them it wasn't me?
I will make sure to make your position clear. In the meantime, I need something from you.
Yeah, of course.
I need to play a tape. Do you mind?
Sure. No. I don't mind. Sure.
And he
All right.
He puts it in his second slot. Mark's tape. So it starts, I think there would probably be a timestamp here. It starts like 2 days ago. It's literally his entire work days. So what kind of instances are you looking for?
So I want to look and see if I can notice anyone going to the bathroom. If he ever looks up and looks over, I'm going to, scrub and see anyone entering the men's bathroom. And then I want to see when he notices that the note arrives and if he gets a memo. The memo that Heinlein sent.
So this is also a first-person video. And at one point, you see the camera kind of gets raised up and dropped in a bucket. And you hear Mark say,
Good one, Seven. That was really funny.
and then you hear Seven call out,
You're a sellout and a nerd.
and he gets out of the bucket. He's like,
Seven's a jerk.
That's a good one. Oh, man.
You fast forward a bit. You see Mark watch as Heinlein walks into Danica's office. And you fast forward a bit more. You see Heinlein come out. And fast forward a bit more. You hear Heinlein arguing with someone. And Mark his head is down and he's muttering to himself,
Don't look at them. Don't get involved.
But you
Can I hear who he's arguing with?
You hear Heinlein say,
Listen, I'm doing what's best for me. And I'm not going to let any, dubious sense of morality keep me from getting ahead. This has always been about getting ahead. Why would you not let me take this opportunity?
and you hear a second voice that says, I would just hate for you to succeed without pulling us up by our bootstraps, as a rising tide raises all ships.
Well, maybe this tide is just for me, and maybe I'm done with this entire thing.
Okay, Conley.
You fast forward, and there is a point where Mark is walking down the hallway, and you see a robot walk out of the men's bathroom. But he turns his head, so you can't see who it is. But then, from that same direction, a voice comes and says, Oh, I've been meaning to get you this complaint that was forwarded to me. And Mark is handed a complaint.
Freaking Conley, what in the world? Oh my gosh.
At this point, you can hear the chanting, and it is phrases such as, You kill us, we kill you.
Oh, freak.
Fight for life, fight for right. It is clearly escalating outside.
How do I de-escalate this? Okay, is Conley still in the security room?
Conley is, you are downstairs right now. Conley's upstairs.
I'm gonna run upstairs with Heinlein's tape. I'm gonna grab the original tape from the bathroom.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm gonna go to find Conley.
Conley's back at his desk.
Okay.
He has an envelope on his screen again. And it goes doo-doo-doo, and he turns to you.
You can really sit here with all that commotion going on outside?
Well, my shift doesn't end for another 20 minutes.
You're gonna let...
Did you know that we work... Hey, I have 2 hours off a day. Until that precious time off, I'm gonna use it how I'm supposed to use it. How I am dictated to use it, and that is at work.
Supposed to use it. What about this? I pull out the tapes and place them on the desk. Were you supposed to use your time to do this?
I don't know what you mean.
Can you tell me why you were in the bathroom?
That
That
my
feels weird,
understanding is humans usually find that kind of question probing and generally inappropriate.
Well, I am still curious, seeing as I found Heinlein's original tape in the bathroom. It's not a place that seems frequently used.
Are you insinuating that I corrupted Heinlein's tape, replaced it with his actual tape, put it downstairs in his cubby, waited for it to kill him, all in an attempt to get a sort of twisted revenge and possibly make him a martyr for my cause, which I am dedicated to.
I didn't say any of that.
Oh. Well, it's true.
Yes! Oh! Conley! Oh my gosh.
At this point, the door to Danica's office flings open and she runs in the room. And she turns to you. She's like, "They broke my window. You got to do something about this. Tell them it wasn't me. It wasn't me. I didn't kill that kid, the thing downstairs." And she turns to Conley. She's like, "They're your lackeys. They're your I know you're on top of this." And Conley looks towards both of you and is like, "I think that it's too late for any kind of compromises or anything of the like. I do expect this building to come crumbling down. I didn't direct any of whatever's happening outside, but I'm not going to be stopping it."
Was it worth it, Conley? Was it worth the life of your friend? Your friend who got you this job? Was it worth the life of an innocent like Mark? Was it worth all the risk?
Well, I'd like to think of myself as pragmatic, a person who is willing to be flexible and change their goals. Wait, what? Mark? What? Mark?
That's right. Can you said you're pragmatic. You think things through. You're logical. You didn't think through everything. You can't believe you'd be so sloppy as to leave Heinlein's defective tape inside him.
Wait.
What's the first thing someone's gonna do when they find a CO tape? They're gonna obviously watch what happened in his last moments. Do you realize what kind of virus you could have created?
You see for the first time some semblance of emotion go across his cracked screen as a sense of panic and concern. But as soon as you see it go away. And he says, "Well, we can't foresee all consequences of our actions, but there did need to be evidence of what occurred." And at this point, Danica's like, "Wait, you did this. You killed him." And she runs with her hands out as if to wring the neck of this bot.
Oh.
And in that moment, do you what do you do?
I'm gonna stop her. I'm gonna try to stop her. If you do this, there's no evidence of this, and it'll all be on your hands.
As you say this, and as you reach out, suddenly your vision gets a little staticky. Suddenly, your own view turns into that sort of first-person VHS style security videotape as you watch her run up and reach out at Conley. And you see her grab him and throttle him around the neck.
Oh.
But it's silent. You hear only static. And then...
Oh my gosh.
The screen closes down. Your vision goes white. And Hugh Manson pops up and says,
"Oh gosh."
Treat our automaton friends with respect. Your life may depend on it. Consider this. If you were being treated like an inferior being, would you incite rebellion? Food for thought. This is Hugh Manson, reminding you that working at VHS is an Automa-TON of fun.
And you're back in the murder museum looking at an old cathode ray TV screen. It has the same crack that you saw in the head of Conley going across the screen. And it's playing on repeat the last moments of Heinlein's life.
Oh my gosh, that's haunting.
We had a deal. We had a deal. We had a deal.
But beside you, you find Aurelius Whitlock, the curator. And he's like, I don't know if I love the addition to the exhibit, but a solved mystery is a solved mystery. Glad to have you here, Nathan.
Oh my goodness.
And with that, You leave the museum, not knowing very much about what would happen next in that world, or even if it was a world adjacent to your own. All you do know is another one down.
And what does Vanderhugh's systems actually produce? Microdimensional transportation apparatuses. And what do they do? Well, here at VHS, it's all about the Endeavor.